Wherever you're watching this at right now, I wanted to thank you. Thank you for taking the time to check out this video for the Mountain Mysteries. It debuts a week from today. It will be on several major podcast platforms such as Google, Spotify, Apple, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and several others. The first couple of episodes deal with the mysterious deaths in 1991 of April Renee Pennington and Timothy Hobart Stambo, who died at Paintsville Lake, hence the name Tragedy at Paintsville Lake. There's a lot that goes into this. Some of the listeners may know about what's going on there. Some may not. Some may be too young. And of course, this podcast, we've already gotten downloads for the teasers or the trailers in Canada, India, all over the place. But the long and short of it is this. She was 16 years old, 5 days past her 16th birthday when she died. There was a lot of things surrounding her case that makes people kind of raise their eyebrows and go, really? And Timothy Stambo, she was 16, he was 24 at the time. And, it's been reopened. The case has been reopened by law enforcement agencies. So apparently we're not the only ones that were thinking this is shady. Not the only ones thinking that at all. But then, of course, the first episode, which is Tragedy at Paintsville Lake, is the episode in its entirety. Then after that, we go back and we run in part 2, or the second week following that, it's the interviews in their entirety. The reason that I had to break up those interviews, number one, they were lengthy, but we got a lot of information. So I had to pick and choose what we could use for episode 1. And then I thought, in the middle of recording an audiobook, no less, the thought occurred to me, wait a minute. If we share these interviews with everybody, maybe that will trigger something. Maybe somebody will come forward and reveal some information. We've already had people come forward and reveal information. That was, I think, a shocker. I looked for myself, it was a shocker. And I think for Sharon, too. But on top of that, this is going to be something that we're keeping an eye on. And I'm actually getting together with Sharon again soon, I hope, to record some further interviews and get her thoughts on what they are about reopening the case. And, of course, there's a lot of things that she won't be able to talk about. I already know that. We're also going to, some of the other cases and some of the other things that we're looking at is the ghost of 22 Mine Road, Mamie Thurman. Just about everybody around West Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, South Virginia, Tennessee, a lot of these places have heard of this. Logan County socialite murdered in 1932, found by a deaf mute on top of what was then called 22 Trace Mountain. It said that her ghost still walks the road today. And she's not shy, apparently. She'll get in the car with you and then just kind of vanish. Also, we look at the death of Muriel Baldridge. In 1949, a 17-year-old Prestonsburg high school girl was murdered, and to this day, there's never been a conviction in that case. So, also, we're going to take a look at Breathitt County, frozen. A lot of people, it's haunted, you don't want to go there. I've been there. What happened to me was freaky. It felt like somebody was right here watching you. You know how you can be sitting at, the table or sitting just wherever, and it feels like somebody is right there. That's what it feels like. And then, of course, we started hearing stuff come out of the mountains, and I'm thinking deer, maybe bear. But what I heard after that didn't sound like any animal I'd ever heard. That'll be revealed in the podcast, too. And we're in the process of securing some really great interviews from families in Breathitt County who had family members back at that time that experienced that and lived through it, and Rowan County as well. So I'm looking for more interviews. You can email me at thepantrystudio@yahoo.com. If you had family, you're in Breathitt County or Rowan County, or a county that was affected by that flood, which occurred, I think, in the early morning hours of July 5th, 1939. And I'm working with EKU, too. They secured a lot of interviews, and we're probably going to use some of those because some of these people that you'll actually hear lived through it. One was actually almost swept away in the flood on Frozen Creek at what was then called, I think, the Bible School. So that's going to be kind of hard to hear, no doubt. And let's see. Of course, we're also looking at a lot of things like the Paintsfield UFO train incident that happened in, I think it was 2001 or 2002, something like that. So if you've got an idea, because we are going to get into people who are missing as well, because there seems to be a whole lot of that going around right now, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, well, if this is about bringing peace, but if we can also bring peace and help bring somebody home alive through exposure and media, which is what podcasting is, then we've done something great, I would think. So I'm hoping that we can do that too. Also, giveaways. Yeah, we're going to do some more of those. We're actually looking at going live. I'm looking at going live possibly Thursday night to do that. And it'll be a few more questions and like a little quiz kind of thing about, some of the stuff that we're dealing with. But the big thing is like and share. If the more people that hear about this, the better off these people who we're highlighting will be. We want justice for these people, and if they're missing, we'd love to bring them home to their families. And I would bet somebody out there somewhere has answers. They just don't want to talk yet. Okay, some of the stuff that we'll be giving away, and I've got a few of them I've actually got for myself, but this is one of them. This is the Mountain Mysteries travel mug. I'm trying to get it up here so you can see it somewhat, but keep in mind the studio lighting is not the best in the world, but you can see it's got the logo on it. It's hot or cold. We're going to give away some of those, and like I said, the lighting is not the best in the world, and of course I'm going to cover my ugly face so you can see. This is just an idea, but this is t-shirts. Yeah. And you can see it's got the logo that Allie, my daughter, designed, and it's the same logo that's on your podcast thing. Same one is parked right back here behind me on this banner. But they're super comfortable, and maybe the best part about it is I was actually reading the tag. It's called Canvas. It's a shirt. I know that doesn't sound comfortable, but they are. I've got a sweatshirt, and we're probably going to give away one of those too. But the best thing is they're free, and we're going to mail the winners to you. And we're just going to figure out how to do that, but we'll probably go live Thursday evening with that information. So anyways, I've taken up not hardly 10 minutes of your time, but enough of. And here's what I'm asking, that you'll like, subscribe, and hopefully give us 5 stars. We are independent podcasters. I'm not being sponsored by Wondery or anybody else at this point. I'm not being sponsored by Zencast or whoever else, all these guys are out there that look at us. But a lot of people think that we've got a better than average shot at it. This is not about the money for me, though. But yeah, I'd like to be able to pay the bills on the hosting and all that stuff. So that's always a cool thing. And we've got a lot of great Patreon subscribers already, and you can feel free to do that. Or there's a link at the bottom of every show episode where you can leave us a tip through PayPal. And it can be a one-time thing, as little or as much as you want. I'm grateful for anything from a penny to whatever you can give. I know right now times are tough, but we will make it through it. Okay, we will all make it through it, and we'll make it through it together. That's what America is about, or in my opinion, what it should be about. So, anyways, love you guys. Thanks a lot for listening, and remember, until next time, stay mysterious.